We've all heard the media elites and the Washington swamp creatures tell us that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. But is any of that actually true? Or is it just another smokescreen, another attempt to distract you from what's really going on? The reason these titans of industry, these captains of capitalism, put their money and their reputations on the line for Donald Trump is much simpler than that. They saw in him someone who finally understood their language, someone who spoke for them, someone who wasn't afraid to fight back against the radical left. Let's start with Timothy Mellon, heir to the Mellon banking fortune, a dynasty that helped build this country from the ground up. Now, you might think someone like Timothy Mellon, born into unimaginable wealth, wouldn't have a clue about the struggles of everyday Americans. But you'd be wrong. Timothy Mellon made his fortune in business, in the real world, not from some ivory tower in Manhattan. He saw in Donald Trump a kindred spirit, a fellow builder who wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Timothy Mellon recognized that Trump's policies, his focus on American manufacturing, on bringing back jobs from overseas, weren't just good for the economy. They were good for the American worker. Then there's Richard and Elizabeth Uihlein, the husband and wife team behind the Uihlein packaging empire. These are self-made billionaires, folks who started with nothing and built a multi-billion-dollar company through sheer grit and determination. But the Uihleins, like so many other successful entrepreneurs, saw their life's work under attack. They saw the relentless expansion of government regulations, the stifling taxes, the constant assault on free enterprise. And they knew that if they didn't stand up and fight back, if they didn't support someone who shared their values, someone like Donald Trump, then the America they knew and loved, the land of opportunity, would be gone. Now, no conversation about the billionaires who supported Trump would be complete without mentioning Robert Mercer and his daughter Rebecca. The Mercers, with their deep pockets and even deeper convictions, have become lightning rods for the left. They've been demonized, vilified, accused of everything under the sun. They dared to support candidates and causes that the mainstream media and the political elite told them were off limits. And in doing so, they exposed the hypocrisy, the double standards, the utter contempt that the ruling class has for anyone who dares to think differently. Let's talk about Steve Wynn, the casino magnate who built a gambling empire in Las Vegas. Wynn is a businessman through and through. He understands risk, he understands reward, and he understands that sometimes you have to make tough decisions to protect your interests. He saw someone who wasn't afraid to play hardball, someone who wasn't going to back down from a fight, someone who would put America's interests first. Wynn knew that Trump's policies, his tough stance on trade, his commitment to American jobs, were exactly what this country needed to get back on track. Then there's Phil Ruffin, another titan of the casino industry, a man who built his fortune on hard work and shrewd investments. Ruffin's story is a classic American tale of rags to riches, a testament to the power of free enterprise. But Ruffin, like so many other successful entrepreneurs, saw the American dream slipping away. Let's not forget Kelsey Warren, the energy tycoon who built his fortune in the oil and gas industry. He saw in Donald Trump someone who understood the importance of American energy independence, someone who would stand up to the radical environmentalists and the globalist elites. Warren knew that Trump's policies, his support for the Keystone XL pipeline, his deregulation of the energy sector, would create jobs, lower energy prices, and make America stronger. And finally, there's John Paulson, the hedge fund billionaire who made his fortune betting against the housing bubble. Paulson is a brilliant investor, a master of the markets, and he knows a good bet when he sees one. He saw someone who wasn't afraid to shake things up, someone who would challenge the status quo, someone who would fight for the American people. The mainstream media, the political establishment, they want you to believe that Donald Trump was just a puppet of the wealthy, that he only cared about lining the pockets of his billionaire friends. But the truth is, the billionaires who supported Trump did so because they saw in him someone who understood the challenges facing this country, someone who wasn't afraid to stand up for what he believed in. And that, my friends, is why the support for Donald Trump runs so deep, why it continues to this day.